go after Cruz here, in the way the establishment Republicans go after Cruz, in the way the media goes after Cruz, in the way the Democrats go after Cruz. He's essentially put on his John McCain hat here. Say, I'm Donald McCain, and I'm the guy that can cross the aisle and work with the other side. Ted Cruz can't.
Rush Limbaugh on his radio show yesterday defending Senator Ted Cruz from attacks by Donald Trump. You know, over the last few days, Donald and Ted have been involved in a tense war of words, with the Donald leading those attacks, but might they backfire? Let's talk about it now with a gentleman who knows whereof he speaks. Skyping in from Washington, D.C., Brad Blakeman. Brad was a former senior advisor to President George W. Bush. Today, he's a professor over at Georgetown. So as you educate those Hoyas, Brad, what is your take on what Trump had to say, and I guess perhaps more importantly, the conservative critique from Rush Limbaugh?
Well, what was Rush expecting? I mean, it was only a matter of time when Trump would get around to attacking Cruz. Cruz thought he was playing Trump, and Trump was playing Cruz. And at the end of the day, tonight might be a showdown between Trump and Cruz. Look, Donald Trump's MO is I attack those who attack me, but I also do it preemptively when the polls dictate. And, you know, Donald's feeling some heat in Iowa, and Ted's feeling his oats because he's 10 points ahead, if you believe the polls as they exist today. Although Donald Trump is ahead nationally, he's seeing some erosion in some of these battleground states. It's only a matter of time, and if Cruz is smart, he will wait for the attack, and then he'll respond tonight.
But you know, Brad, Rush hypothesized that Trump was reaching out to the GOP establishment. I mean, when he said that Trump would put on his McCain hat. So as one who is at least somewhat sympathetic to the GOP establishment, are you heartened by Trump and his rhetoric of reconciliation with the establishment?
No, Trump will say and do anything that's in Trump's interest. So, I mean, it can't be genuine. It's, you know, I don't call Trump a Republican. I call him a Trumpican. He's really his own brand, his own party within our party. So I don't know what to make of him. Every day is different. The bottom line is it looks like the show may be coming down, and we'll know in Iowa and New Hampshire pretty quick.
Well, you know, Brad, we have been hearing that and hearing that and hearing that. At any rate, you say he's a Trumpican. Now, our next guest, I would not call her a Trumpette, but I will call her Scottie Nell Hughes, likewise Skyping in from Washington, where she's doing some early morning radio, and she's also the chief political correspondent for the USA Radio Network. So, Scottie Nell, Trump continues to lead. He's attacked Ted Cruz. What do you think is going to happen at tonight's debate?
I think tonight, actually, JD, we're going to see a very civil debate between Ted and Trump. This whole big brouhaha that the two of them are going to fight, I think is wrong, and I think both men are going to act like gentlemen. That doesn't mean the rest of the individuals on the stage will have that same pattern. This is a do-or-die moment for a lot of them. So I think they're going to have their claws out. And so they're going to sit there and they're going to continue to go after Mr. Trump, hoping possibly either to tear him down, or you might have some who might be going after him, maybe to convince him that they should be his vice president.
Well, that's interesting. So on one hand, it'll be guys applying for the number 2 spot, and on the other hand, it's people who still think they can overtake Trump. It's worth noting, Brad Blakeman, earlier in this program, we took a look at 2 new ads from Jeb Bush and John Kasich, and they are absolutely after Trump. Thus far, Jeb has spent a lot of money, but he doesn't have a lot to show for it. Can he still rebound?
It's going to be awful hard for Jeb to rebound. I mean, he's been on the mat for a long time, can't seem to get his way up from that mat. Kasich's the same way. Kasich was very petulant at the last debate, didn't come across well at all. And tonight, I think, is really going to be a make-or-break night for everybody on that stage. And don't forget, the other wannabes want to attack Ted Cruz, because Ted Cruz is rising in the polls. And, you know, if you can't make way against Trump, you may make some headway against Ted Cruz. So I think, yeah, the long knives are going to be out, and it's a question of who's going to be using it effectively.
Scottie Nell Hughes, target Ted Cruz, you agree?
I agree, but it won't be Donald Trump who's putting him in his eye of sight. It's going to be people like Marco Rubio and Chris Christie who are going to sit there and try to take him down. Now, Ben Carson's the factor nobody's mentioning. You said that we don't talk about Jeb. It's Ben Carson that I actually have the most curiosity about, because he's got to do something to stop this free fall of numbers. And so you're going to see tonight either he's going to be very quiet and just, at this point hope for a VP slot, or he's going to come out swinging, which that could be interesting because we've really not seen Dr. Carson do that yet on the public stage.
Well, that's interesting. Dr. Carson, Brad Blakeman, comes across as more cerebral with almost a bedside manner, that quiet, and that's the operative term, the quiet, reassuring approach. Do you believe today or tonight we will see a more strident Ben Carson? 30 seconds.
No, I don't think so. I think what you see with Dr. Carson is what you get. It's almost like he's on Valium. He's just very cerebral, and it showed in the debates, and I don't think it serves him well to change what people – it would be too much of a change for him to come out swinging.
All right, fair enough. Brad Blakeman in Washington, Scottie Nell Hughes likewise in our nation's capital. Thanks to you both. Now, this programming reminder later tonight, specifically at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. You are cordially invited to join us for our post-debate special here on Newsmax TV. A full recap, you'll be able to weigh in by going to newsmaxpolls.com. That's later tonight, and there's more ahead on Newsmax Prime.